Hey everyone, I'm Dan Fellows, and today we're going to make 3 delicious drinks using the MONIN Elderflower syrup. So first of all, we're going to make 2 variations of an Elderflower Kom-Brew-Cha. We're going to make an alcoholic and a non-alcoholic variation, which includes coffee, elderflower and kombucha. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to make a 3rd drink, which uses our leftover coffee waste in order to infuse coffee into a delicious cocktail called a Floral coffee highball. So first of all, let's start brewing our coffee. So for the coffee element of the drink, I'm using a washed Ethiopian coffee, which has got those really nice delicate florals, a little bit of citrus in there. And I'm going to be brewing this with a Hario V60 to really push those kind of delicate, clean, complex flavours through. And when I make coffee cocktails, I tend to brew a little bit stronger than I would for just drinking. So we're going 20 grams of coffee and 250 grams of boiling water. And this is equivalent to 80 grams of coffee per litre of water. So now we've finished brewing our coffee, just want to make sure we keep hold of our spent filter paper. Just going to keep this to one side for a little bit later, because this has lots of flavour still within it, so we're going to keep hold of that. And then with our coffee, we're going to mix this into our drink. So now we're going to make 2 versions of the Elderflower Kom-Brew-Cha. We're going to be building these straight in the glass. So into each glass, I'm going to start with 15 mils of MONIN Elderflower syrup. And elderflower is a really interesting ingredient because it's so seasonal that for most of the year you can't get hold of this, but the MONIN syrup obviously counteracts that really nicely. So 15 ml per glass. We're going to freshly squeeze 15 mils of our lemon juice into each drink. Then we're going to add 30 mils of our freshly brewed Ethiopian washed coffee to each drink. And this really complements those nice floral notes from the elderflower. And then in our boozy version, I'm going to go 30 mils of gin. And this just brings a little bit more of that intensity and changes the characteristic of the drink somewhat. Going to add our cubed ice to each drink. And then to finish the drink, we're just going to add a really good quality kombucha. So if you're not familiar with kombucha, it's a fermented tea drink, has lots of acidity, a little bit of sparkle, and is really, really complex. And it really ties in nicely with the elderflower flavours in the drink. And you want to give this a little quick mix together to make sure everything's combined. Top up with a little bit more of the kombucha. Serve with a straw. And a little slice of lemon in each drink. And there we have 2 versions of the Elderflower Kom-Brew-Cha, without alcohol and with alcohol with the addition of gin. So, enjoy. So let's try the version without alcohol first. Cheers everyone. It's really refreshing, really floral. It's got that really nice acidity from the kombucha in there, with a hint of coffee coming through but not too much. So refreshing, this is like the ultimate summer drink. And then with gin, let's give this one a try. I think I even prefer this. It brings through like a really nice, almost tea-like note, which makes sense from the kombucha since it has tea at its base, but the gins really push that forward. So there we have our 2 versions of the Elderflower Kom-Brew-Cha. Really lovely options for summer, using fresh coffee. Now we're going to use our leftover coffee, which we brewed earlier, in order to make the Floral coffee highball. So next up, we're going to make our Floral coffee highball. And this is such a simple drink to make. We're going to build it on scales in a mixing glass, and it's actually equal parts. So I'm going to start with 75 grams of MONIN Elderflower syrup, but you can scale this up or down depending on how many drinks you want to make. To balance that, we're going to go 75 grams of freshly squeezed lemon juice. To keep our kind of light, refreshing notes, I'm going to go 75 grams of chilled white wine. And I'm using a Marlborough Sauvignon here because it's got those nice gooseberry notes, a little bit of acidity, which really work well with the floral notes of the drink. And then again, sticking to our lighter flavors, I'm going to go 75 grams of vodka. So you could easily just pour this over ice and have a really delicious drink, but what I want to do is take this one step further and infuse a little bit of coffee flavour in there to bring a really subtle kind of background bitterness, which complements the acidity and sweetness in the drink. So all we're going to do is take our leftover bed of coffee from earlier, again with those really nice floral notes from the Ethiopian washed coffee, and we're just going to pour our drink through the bed of spent ground coffee. So I recommend a little stir just to make sure it all mixes nicely. And then just keep feeding this until all the liquids pass through that filter paper. So that's all finished drawing through. Now we can start building our Floral coffee highball, which again is a really, really simple drink to prep, and we're going to build this in the glass. All we're going to do is take a little bit of tonic water and then pour around about half and half with our cocktail. And this ties in with those really nice kind of vodka, light, delicate notes, the floral notes from the elderflower, and the kind of gooseberry and citrus notes from the wine, as well as the coffee really nicely. Going to finish with a straw, garnish with some edible flowers, again to tie in with our kind of floral characteristics. And there we have the Floral Coffee Highball. All right, let's give this a try. It's really clean, really refreshing. The wine comes through really nicely. The coffee's subtle but underlying. Got a little bit of acidity from the lemon juice, and the tonic's really clean. The vodka, a really nice base, and I hope you enjoy this. So there we have the Floral Coffee Highball. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more recipes like this, and thanks very much for watching.